Hey guys. Sorry, I thought I could do that last problem in a minute. That's crazy. That's insane. I don't know why I thought that. Anyway, let's recap. We have two figures, a prism, rectangular prism, and half of a cylinder here. So this is just half right here. You have this like kind of curves around there like that. Okay. So that's what I was working on there before I got cut off. So the cylinder formula is pi r squared. Let me go back a little bit. Oh no. Okay, sorry. I forgot I changed all this. Okay, so pi r squared times the height is the formula for a cylinder. But because it's only half, right, you can see it's cut off right there. We have to take half of that. So let's just plug in what we have. We know that the radius is 16 feet. And so 16 squared. And then the height of the cylinder is 4.5. Okay, and so then you just kind of plug all that in. This was length times width times height for the prism, right? Because this right here was all your rectangular prism stuff. And then this over here, that is your cylinder that kind of curves around there. Okay, with that circular half of the circle base. Okay, so calculator time, ready? 4.5 times 4.5 times what? 10. That is 202.5. And then we do 16 squared times 4.5. But then you have to take 1/2 of that. So that's going to be 576 pi plus the 202.5. But see how this one has a pi and the other one doesn't. So you either have to leave it like that. But I'm going to tell you right now, Pearson's probably going to want a rounded decimal. So round to the nearest whole number or whatever, tenth. So you just multiply, or you just typing, basically you're typing this entire thing into your calculator, and you can type it exactly like that. Oops, I did not type that correctly. Let me try again. Okay, and you should get dun, 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 approximately 2012.1 rounded to the nearest tenth, or if they want it rounded to the nearest whole number, which they probably do, feet cubed. Okay, so that's your answer. I wanted to make sure we did one like that, even though I went kind of fast, um, because I know there's one like that on your homework. But I think you can do it. Okay, y'all are geniuses. Okay, now we're going to move on to pyramids. Okay, has very similar formula, except instead of area of the base times height, it's 1/3 of the area of the base times the height. So it's really the same thing, but you divide by 3. So here's our formula. Well, let's practice that on number 3, because square pyramids are probably the most common you're going to see. All right, so if our formula is 1/3 capital B times H, remember capital B means area of the base. And what kind of base is this, my darling children? That is a square, Miss Coffee. Yes, it is a square because it's 14 by 14, right? So to get that capital B, since it's a square base, you just do length times width, 14 times 14, and that gives you your area. So you just type that bad boy in, and look, 196 is our area of the base. Then we multiply it by the height. Oh, but wait. Let's zoom in on this. Guys, 25 is not the height. What? That's crazy. What is the height, Miss Coffee? We don't know. It goes straight down to the middle of the base, forming a 90-degree angle. What are they giving us? What's that part there that slides down the side of the pyramid? That is L, aka the slant height. Slant height, guys, is only useful when we're doing surface area. When we are doing volume, we need the actual height, which is this one inside. Remember Indiana Jones dropping straight down in his pyramid. So, guess what you have to do? You guessed it. Draw a right triangle, and now, can you see how, again, we have this right triangle inside of our pyramid? Goodness, it's like triangle inception. What? Now, you see that little piece right there? Oh, I have this. You see this little piece right here? What is that? That's right, it's 7. 7. Why is that 7? Because it's half of the entire side length of the square, right? If I were to continue that, it would be 14. So I just want that 7. And so then I have a right triangle, and then you get to do your favorite theorem that will literally never go away, and we're doing it constantly all the time. So we have to find the height. Boom. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay, be careful here. Make sure you know what your c is. That's the hypotenuse. But remember, that's always going to be the slant height. 25 squared. So then we do 7 squared plus h squared or x squared or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so then we solve. Pretty sure that's 625 minus 49. Love math, it's so much fun. That's 576 equals h squared. Square root of 576 is 24. Yeah, that is the height of the pyramid. Cool. Okay, and now we're not done. Last step, put it all together to your nice formula. Let's do purple. Okay, so the volume is 1/3 of capital B. Ooh, what's capital B again? We did that all the way over here. That was 196. So that's capital B. Your height is 24. Okay, here you go. Plug and chug. 196 times 24. Do not forget to divide by 3. Or you can type the 1/3 first. Sometimes people like to do that. That is 1568 feet cubed. Boom, boom, boom. Again, not hard, just maybe a couple of steps, lots of steps that involve Pythagorean theorem, things like that. Okay? Okay, so that's a good one. How are we doing on time? Okay, I think we're going to do cones now. Yeah, I want to make sure I get to that because I kind of left that off last lesson. So cones is very similar. It's also 1/3, but instead of capital B, it's always going to be a circle. So it's just going to be pi r squared times the height. So let's do a quick example here. We have cone width 1/3 pi. The radius here is 9 squared. The height, the height is given to us. We do not have to do Pythagorean theorem. That's so lovely. So then we just plug and chug. Math is so fun. I didn't type that right. Divide by 3. Okay, and you should get, in terms of pi, the volume is 459 pi. And then if it says to round your answer to something, that would be 1,441. Oh, that would round to 42, actually. Yards cubed. So either one of these would be correct, depending on how the instructions are given. Okay? Not too bad there. We didn't have to do anything extra. No Pythagorean theorem. Now, let's do a working backwards, and then we shall be done. Cool? Cool. Okay. A cone has a volume of 1309 centimeters cubed. If the height of the cone is 8 centimeters, find its radius. So guys, if I give you the volume and I'm asking you for radius or height or something, you're going to have to work backwards. Okay? So I'm going to make a little note, work backwards. Okay, so what does that mean? Start with your formula. Volume of a cone is 1/3 pi r squared times the height. Start with your formula, then plug in what you know. So I know that, I don't know the radius, find the radius, but I do know the height is 8. I also know the volume is 1309. Now there's no pi in there. Okay, it's just 1309. So the pi's are not going to cancel out. I'll show you. Before I do anything, what could I do? Well, there's a lot of different ways you can go here. I would say let's get rid of that fraction, the 1/3 right there. Whenever I have a fraction, to get rid of it, you multiply by the reciprocal. But since the 1 is on the top, it's easiest to just multiply by 3. So if I multiply the right-hand side by 3, it's going to cancel out my fraction. But whatever I do to one side, you got to do to the other side. So that's going to give me 3927 equals pi r squared times 8. Now I have that 8 there I need to get rid of. So guess what I'm going to do there? Whoops, sorry. I'm going to divide both sides by 8. That will cancel it out on the right. Let me go up here. And that's going to give me 490.875 equals pi r squared. Now again, remember I said about pi, there's no pi on the left, but there is a pi on the right. So unfortunately, they do not just cancel each other out because there's not one on the left. So I still have to divide by pi, like so. So just in your calculator, you type 490.875 divided by pi, and you get 156.25 equals r squared. I would suggest you like doing these calculations with me so you can make sure you're typing it correctly and you know what I mean. And then last but not least, I'm running out of color. Oh, blue. Let's do blue. You take the square root of both sides to get r by itself. Right? So all of this is just algebra. It's just kind of sometimes a little tricky algebra with the pi's and all of that. So my radius is approximately 12.5. Boom, done. How could you check your work here? Well, this is my formula for the cone, right? If I plug in your r squared and your h, it should give you approximately 1309. It might be a little bit off, but if it gives you close, then you did it right. Okay. Okay. Well, I hope you got all that in your brain. And again, please come see me in those tutoring times. I'd love to say hi to my favorite children that I don't see anymore and that I miss terribly. So say hi, check in with me. And as always, please let me know if you have any questions. You don't have to wait until the tutoring time, but I do suggest you definitely watching the videos before then. And also, I would attempt the homework before the tutoring sessions. That way you can ask me questions on it. Or you can do the homework while we have that time together. And then I can answer you in real time. It's like I'm there with you. Okay, I love you guys. I miss you guys. I hope you're doing super awesome. Okay, mwah. Bye-bye.